Okay. Hello. Sorry, I'm a bit late. My computer was doing strange things today, so I'm just going to give a few minutes, see if anybody's going to join. And if not, we will carry on where we finished off last week with... Oh, hiya, how are you? I'm just going to pop my phone up a bit more. That's a bit better. It's so weird doing it like this. Okay, I have the answers to your questions. Alexandra emailed me questions. I'm just going to put some more books up so I'm at a better height. How are you this evening? Are you okay? Ooh. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to make this better, but it's not working. Okay, I give up. How are you? How are you? Are you well? Have you had a good week? Okay, right, I think we will carry on. So, your questions were the difference between fill out a form and fill in a form. Oh, good, yeah. Perfect. Because I think, did I do fill out a form yesterday, I think, for the daily phrasal verb? And, well, yeah, you're right, we do also say fill in a form. That's better. And there is no difference. It's an annoying phrasal verb thing. Phrasal verbs, synonyms. They both mean the same. And there's no difference. It just means complete the form. I don't know why we have to have two with the same meaning. There's no difference. So fill in a form, fill out a form. It basically means complete it. So, yeah, one of those annoying English things where we need two things to say the same thing. Same as like when we have switch on, switch off, turn on, turn off, and it means the same. You could also say put on, put off as well. So yeah, it doesn't make any difference. The other question you had was about historic and historical. So something that's historic is basically means that it will be an important moment. So you could talk about if you did something really important today or something really important happened today, you could say this is a historic moment. And it would mean that this moment is going to be important in time in general. Okay, but if something is historical, like a historical building or a historical event, it has to be something in history in the past. Okay, so if something's historic, it just means it's important, it's going to be important in time. So you could say tomorrow's event will be historic, meaning it will be important in time, an important moment. So basically in 10 years time it will still be important. It will add to history. Whereas if something is historical, it's from the past. Okay, does that make sense? I hope so. I don't know another way to explain it. Like when they knocked down the Berlin Wall, they said this is a historic moment or a historic day, and they were saying it then. So they're saying that that day in the present was a historic day. Obviously because it made history. So that's sort of the difference. And I think we talked about your other question, but I will say it on here for other people. When you said, you asked me about pets, and if you say he, she or it, and I said I would normally refer to my pets as he or she because they are male or female. And if you talk about your pet as an it would probably mean that you just didn't see it as it's a bit impersonal. So most of us love our pets and they are he or a she, so we normally talk about them in he or she. If you say it, it's a bit like the blooming animal, don't like it much. So you wouldn't talk about it. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Alright, so I'm going to continue talking about suffixes. So I've actually got them on my computer today, so I don't have to keep typing. So I'm hoping this is going to work and you're going to be able to see it okay. So I've done, we were going to do verbs and nouns. Okay, So I'll start with verbs. I think there are less of them. Yeah, it's quite a lot of noun ones. So we're going to do ed, which is obviously your past tense. So adding ed is your regular past verbs. We're going to do en, which is like to become. Er, an action or a process, or making a comparative. Remember comparatives and superlatives. Ing for your continuous forms. ISE, or if you're American, IZE. Okay, so I'm going to try now to turn my phone around and show you if I can, if I know how to. Okay, so I'm going to try and turn the picture around so that you can look at it on the screen. Up. Okay, right. Okay, so if I start, and then you can see, does that work? Is that clear? Because I've done something magical with my computer, and that I've managed to put 3 screens. Look, I've managed to do 3. I don't know how I've done that. Okay, so first one is easy. It's ed. You can see where I'll point. And it's your past tense. So regular past tenses, we just add ed. Nothing too difficult about that. Okay, so they've given examples: laughed, climbed, called, missed, stopped. Okay, the next one we have is en, which means to become. So the examples are soften, fasten, lengthen and strengthen. So when something becomes soft, if something's hard and then it becomes soft, it softens. Okay, and when we say soften, it's silent T, and same as fasten as well. Okay, so it drops the soft T, soften, and it means that it has become that state. So it was hard, it became soft, it softened. Okay, so en means to become. So if something gains length or becomes longer, it lengthens. If something becomes strong, it strengthens. Okay, if it was weak, it became strong, it strengthened. Okay, you'll have to tell me if this is easy to see. I don't know if this is better than me typing, because my typing's very slow. Okay, next one we can use is er. So action or process, or making an adjective a comparative. Okay, so I thought we talked about, did we talk about comparatives last time when it was an adjective? I think we did. If not, I'll go through it again. So something to become faster, become bigger, become fuller or longer. Okay, so my hands are very wobbly. Okay, so that is the action. And then obviously if it was used with an adjective, it makes it a comparative. So one thing is faster than another or bigger than another, then it's a comparative. But in this sense, it's the action or process. My hands are very shaky. Okay, right. Next one. ing. So easy enough. It's when we use present continuous or past continuous. So when you use a continuous form, you add ing. Okay, so I am laughing, I am swimming, I am driving, I was laughing, I was swimming, I was driving. And writing, we just add ing. And then down here, last one for verbs is ISE, or I said if you're American, IZE. So I always say if you're taking an exam like the Cambridge exams or IELTS or anything like that, do use ISE because that's the UK English spelling. IZE is the American spelling. So when you use a computer, when I use my computer, which is a Mac, I always am told I'm making a spelling mistake when I use S instead of Z, and when I use my phone and when I use Skype, it always tells me I'm making a spelling mistake, but I'm not. So we use S, and in America they use Z. Okay, so this is to cause or to become. Okay, so you've got memorialise, authorise, commercialise and advertise. Okay, so if you have an advert and you advertise, you have a commercial, you commercialise something. If you give authority to something, you authorise something. Okay, so to cause or to become. So I'll just show you those again. I don't know, some people like to write these things down. So we had, what? Oh, hiya! So we had ed for past tenses. En was become. Er, an actual process, or to make a comparative if it's an adjective. Ing for your continuous forms. And ISC to cause or to become. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Is that okay? It's very strange doing it like that. My hands are very shaky. I think I need to put my elbows down. I'll just have a drink. I'll be fine. It's terrible. Okay, how are you? Right, so those were the verb suffixes, and now we have noun suffixes. So there are quite a few of those again. So we've got actually more of those. So there's EER, ER, ION, ITY, MENT. Hiya. How are you? Are you still in Greece? Are you still there, or are you back in London? It's freezing in England today. It's windy and cold. You're always in a different country anyway. And we've got NESS, OR, SION, SHIP and TH. Okay. Oh, hello. How are you? Nice to see you. Oh, you're back in London. Okay, so you're cold as well. So the wind is so cold in Suffolk today. It's freezing. Okay, I'm going to spin it round again so that you can see. You can see the suffixes as I talk about them, because it'll be easier than me typing. Okay, so I'm going to spin it round. Hopefully. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I've done this to my... Oh, hello. Everyone's here tonight. What's going on? Okay, so noun suffixes. So we had EER, means engaged in something or associated with something. So the example, so an auction, if you are... Do you all know what an auction is? Like when you sell something and people bid on it is an auction, like eBay. I don't know if you have eBay in Russia. That's an online auction. So the person that runs the auction or takes the bids, he is or she is an auctioneer. Okay. So if you volunteer, it means you give your services and you give voluntary services. So a volunteer is somebody who does work without being paid for it. An engineer. Okay, I think you all know an engineer. All different. You can't see me well for some reason. That's because I've turned the screen round. Can you see this? Can you see me now? I was just showing the computer screen. Or is that not what you meant? Can you... I was just showing the writing on the screen. Can everyone else see? Can you all see, and can you, when I turn it round, can you read the computer screen okay? So if I do this, is it clear? Not really? Oh, okay. I don't know. Can everyone else see? Irina, can you see me okay? Is that better? I don't know what else. Oh. It's difficult to read. Okay, let me try and make it bigger. Is that because my hands are too shaky? Hang on, let me try this. See if I can make it bigger for you. Right, tell me. The picture is very bad. The picture is really clear on my side. Do you want me to stop and start again to see? Can you see this? How is this? Is that, can you read that? Okay. The sound is good. Okay, sound is good, picture's bad. Okay, I'm going to turn off. I'm going to end this and then come back and see what happens, okay? See you in a sec.